But one thing that strikes me about so many people who try to recover from these illnesses is we get knocked down over and over and over. And it can almost be like, it happens so often that it can almost be comical in a kind of way. Like it just keeps happening. But the thing is that we get back up and we fight. And in your case, the fight that you brought to that situation, going to America, big, brave move, had strengthened your body. It was actually suddenly able to withstand this latest onslaught, which it had not been able to withstand before. And it's a very important message, I think, that we're very often very sick with these illnesses, but our body is fighting. And no matter how many times we get knocked down, get on back up and try and get back on track towards, making that positive change.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think I really resonate with that. And also a lot of people, like during me having long COVID, a lot of people would say like, oh, how does it feel when your body is like abandoning you? But for me, it didn't feel that way at all. I felt that my body was working so hard to recover and was like really fighting and just trying to work in my favor. And I think that is really an important message. What you're telling the people is like your body is really resilient. And I think sometimes it's hard to see because, for example, if you're like for many years in an illness process, for example, ME-CFS or long COVID, it's really hard to think of your body in like, oh, it is resilient, or oh, I am hopeful, because like, of course, negative emotions are like also taking the overhand.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Fleury. And like the thing is that our body is still fighting for us. Think of how many times we've been in PEM and it's just awful. And yet it eventually goes away. And that wouldn't happen if the body were not fighting to recover. It's just that it can be so awful in the moment that we think our body has betrayed us. But actually, no, it doesn't want it any more than you do. And so that's a really powerful message that despite how sick we can feel, our body is still set its compass on healing. So you fought so hard through these 3 years. You were knocked down several times. You kept going. You didn't. I'm sure you had times of losing hope, but you got it back again, and you kept going. What do you feel? I imagine this was a life-changing experience overall. I mean, what do you feel you've really learned out of these 3 years? What do you think? How has it changed you?
Oh, that's a really good question. I wrote something down. Yeah, okay, I cannot find it. I think for me, like there were different aspects, but really trusting myself. I was always like a self-aware person, and really busy with psychology, and also because of my background, obviously. But I think really trusting myself was something different that I honestly didn't have before I got long COVID. I think I definitely knew what I wanted in life, and I was really disciplined, and just I had a big vision, and I still have that. But I feel like long COVID really teach me to trust myself and take care of myself in a way I didn't do or didn't know how to do before I got sick. And also really letting go, because I think when you get sick, everything changes and you don't have a choice. You have to let go of control, and you really have to let go of everything you thought was important. And it teaches you so many lessons, I think. And what it also brought me was that I'm definitely spiritual, but I'm also really down to earth. So I have this combination. And I think my illness process really deepened my spirituality in a sense that I really can surrender more, and also really have trust in the outcome and like in the bigger picture of life, if that makes sense. So that's kind of deep, but that's how I experienced it.